Yo, YouTubians, it's Grimace. I'm back with another commentary. This is the first douchebag series video, whatever you want to call it. And I am thinking about renaming it, actually, to You Choose 'Em, I Use 'Em. Tell me what you guys think. You can comment below. But I brought N Copernicus 115 to my house to do an interview with me. He gave me the first douchebag class, I guess you could say. And I brought him over, and I'm going to do like kind of a little interview at my house. He's just sitting with me right now. Say hello, I'm Copernicus.
What's up, guys?
And here we go. I'm going to ask him a couple questions. Hope you guys enjoy. So, first off, do you remember the class you asked me to use for...
The gun in question for your primary was a Spaz 12, and I said you're supposed to use attachments with it, and the two attachments that I recommended was the silencer and the grip. Then for secondary, you're supposed to use the Scorpion, Akimbo, of course. Your perks were supposed to be Extreme Conditioning, Assassin, and Steady Aim. You're supposed to use a Semtex and a Portable Radar, and your strike package was supposed to be Support with a UAV and a Counter UAV.
And I basically used what I could with what he gave me because I didn't have all that stuff unlocked, so I kind of got as close as I could with that. And you can see in here I used the Spaz with grip, I believe, and then everything else was pretty much good except for I didn't have a Portable Radar or a Kimbo Scorpion, so I just used the regular Scorpion, and I used a smoke grenade because it wouldn't affect me in any way positive. So walk me through the thinking process of you picking this class for me to use.
Well, this is actually one of the classes that I hold dear to my heart. It's one of my personal favorite shotgun classes that I've used in all my time playing Modern Warfare 3 so far. I know that the Spaz is a great shotgun to use if you can land all the hits. The issue with it is, though, since it's so loud and powerful, people know where you are every single time you fire it. So that's why I recommend you use the silencer on it, so then you're a lot quieter, even though it does decrease your range to that of a declawed kitten. And the grip is on it, so then you're a bit more accurate with the shots. You can actually deal damage to people. Then the counter to having no range at all is to use the Assassin perk. You can actually get in there and sneak up on people and start dealing a lot of damage to them. And then the other two are just so you can move around faster and get in there and be more accurate. Scorpions are there, so if you actually do need to shoot, you can actually get some damage out. I chose not to use the FMGs with this class just because they fire too quickly and it knocks your aim up. You want something that's accurate and deadly, so the Scorpions are the best choice for that. And then Portable Radar helps you with map awareness. Semtex is just a good choice for a grenade to use. And the UAV and Counter UAV on the support point streak class, I chose that because when you're using a shotgun class, you know you're not going to live for too long because you're always in close proximity with the enemy. So your goal is to really utilize all those kills that you do get. So by using a UAV and a Counter UAV, you help your team out and you also hinder the enemy team as much as you can without risking your points on Predator missiles and perks.
Okay, so that was a more intellectual answer that I would have given anybody. So I'm going to guess that N Copernicus has some Call of Duty background and some gaming background. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself with your Call of Duty and other gaming backgrounds?
Well, I had Call of Duty 1 and 2 on the PlayStation 2. I didn't really play them much, and I didn't have online either, so it was more just playing through the campaign and enjoying that. My first actual shooter was Star Wars Battlefront 2, actually. And that's why I'm such a fan of the Portable Radar, because you know a lot more on what's going around with your mini-map, so you can definitely home in on people in your close proximity and take them out quicker. Yes. My first actual multiplayer experience on Call of Duty was Modern Warfare 2. I did eventually go back to Modern Warfare and enjoyed it. Didn't really get into it that much since it was when Black Ops was out. Never really played World at War except it was at a friend's house and for zombies. I did then play Black Ops. I really did enjoy Black Ops, but as James told me before, he didn't because just not as many people were playing it, and I don't blame him. People didn't like how you couldn't get nukes or AC-130s every single game that you played. Personally, I loved that since when there's not so much stress on you to actually go out there and do well and not die, you get to have a lot more fun with Call of Duty.
Kind of makes it a little bit more team-based when there isn't nukes involved, and I feel that really helps the team and it helps you win more when your team actually helps you benefit, and it goes to, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. The team helps you like capture points and maybe plant a bomb or so, and when you would play an MW2, people would be going for that camp and they'd try to get the chopper gunner to get to the nuke, and that really kind of annoyed me. I got a couple nukes myself, but I wasn't really camping when I got them, and kind of annoyed me to see people run in there and they'll just be like on Afghan camping in the big bunker trying to get a couple kills so they can get to their chopper gunner. And just on that note, what would you call yourself as a player? A rusher, a camper, a sniper? What would you consider yourself?
Well, when I play Modern Warfare 3, I have every single one of my classes is something completely different. I have a class for about every single weapon type except for Riot Shield because I haven't really found a good class to work with that. I usually choose every class about every single time that I play. I use all the classes. I choose whichever one really fits the situation as opposed to trying to I fit myself into the situation instead of fitting the situation to myself. I don't like trying to use the same sniper class on every single map because I know I'm not going to be able to snipe on some of these maps like Hard Hat as easily. And like, however, on, for example, Fallen, you'll be able to get a lot more long-distance shots, so sniper might be a better choice there. So I would say I'm a well-rounded player. I am better in some areas, I am worse in some areas, but it all depends on how the game goes.
I gotcha. So you seem to like these gameplays you watch, and you try to comment on everyone that we have here. Do you enjoy watching gameplays on like Machinima and on TGN or on YouTube in general? Do you enjoy?
I would definitely have to say yes to that, James. I recall the first YouTube videos that I've watched were Modern Warfare 2 videos in terms of Call of Duty stuff or any other real video game gameplays, and it was Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 UAV Madness video, where they were all on Rust and there was like 50,000 UAVs up in the air. It was probably the funniest thing I've ever seen. And then from there, it escalated to other games like, I'm a fan of StarCraft 2, I enjoy watching those videos. I've seen some other games like League of Legends. I've seen, if you ever heard that, like Dota from Warcraft 3, which not many people know about if you're a Call of Duty player, but if you do, that's good for you. It's a really interesting game. Definitely changes the idea of co-op gameplay against other players. But, and then with Call of Duty, though, it's really tough to commentate on Call of Duty, because it's either you commentate it live and actually do like watching over everybody, but usually since you're only watching through one person's view, you have to have something more different to talk about. It's kind of more of like a sit-down vlog-like thing, but also with that aspect of watching a video game gameplay, which combining those two into one thing is definitely something that I enjoy with YouTube videos.
Who would be your favorite commentator for any gameplay, any game, any system,
anything on YouTube?
Yeah.
Well, I would have to say Total Biscuit, if you ever heard of him. He's John Bain, British guy. He is a StarCraft 2 commentator. He also plays a lot of other random games, like I know he does Terraria with OMFG Kata or Jesse Cox, if you've heard of him. He's played Call of Duty sometimes, but that's only on occasion and for stupid reasons. And he does a lot of like showing off MMOs and random indie games that he finds on the internet. And so he's kind of a crazy character, but he definitely does have a lot of things to talk about, and so when he does talk about them, he does get a lot of good information out there.
So I started watching these gameplays and stuff like on MW2. I saw like Hutch and CNATers and all those people, all the big people, and I was like, yeah, I'm thinking about I want to do this. And I saw Sean got his HD PVR, he started uploading. I was like, you know, I want to do this. And now I see that you watch a lot of these gameplays. So I was wondering if you actually ever wanted to make gameplays yourself.
Well, I really have more of a tie with the computer than with the Xbox myself. So if I were to start making videos for YouTube, it would be more for computer games. But since Call of Duty is also a computer game, it would probably end up combining it into a different field where we're working with more computer players, which are usually a lot more Twitch-based. They can move around quicker. They can focus differently. They also communicate a lot better with people, which it's kind of a different community, but it's the same game. So it's kind of pulls a flip on you and makes you be like, really? That's how people are working with this? That's crazy. If you've never experienced it before, just go play Call of Duty on different systems and see how different it is. Like, I've played it on the PlayStation 3, completely different. For Black Ops, players are like so many different skill levels because you get actually a lot more younger kids on the PlayStation 3, since parents get it because it's like, oh, well, it's also a Blu-ray player, so it's more of a worthy buy than the Xbox. So you get a lot more younger kids, you get a lot more experienced players. Like, I know that my uncle, a stockbroker in Hoboken, plays on the PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
So you have definitely a wider group on PlayStation 3 than when compared to Xbox 360, and that definitely influences the community which you play with.
You have a lot to say, and
yes,
it's a lot for these people to take in here. And I was wondering if you talk about watching these people all the time. If you had the chance to meet any one of these gamers or commentators or anybody, who would you want to meet and why?
If I were to choose anybody, it actually wouldn't be Total Biscuit. I would have to say it'd be a guy named Kutra. If you've ever heard of him, he's a machinima maker. He's also he has his own group of friends that he works with. They call themselves the Creatures. They're actually like they're 5 or 6 strong. They have people like Uberhaxer Nova, Junkyard actually. If you ever heard of Junkyard,
Yeah, Junkyard
129, he worked a lot with them. Was great. One of the original founding members. Not really as much anymore since he has his family to work with and really just get through and live with all the time. And then there's also the Camping Tree or Spoonerism. There's Zagassy Mexican and Seamus, and I forget the rest of them, sorry. I don't remember all. But the reason why I would want to meet Kutra, honestly, is because he... Not only is he a Call of Duty player, but he's also like all these other crazy games on the computer and on the Xbox. But he definitely talks about them a lot, and definitely knows what he's talking about. He also understands how to work with the UDK, Unreal Development Kit, which is what they use to make Gears of War and games like that. He runs his own website for the group, and he generally is, whenever you listen to him, you just feel so great because he's a nice guy, and when he talks to you, he says things that you want to hear. And he just seems like he'd be somebody I want to meet, like you, James. Yeah. You definitely say things that people want to hear all the time.
Supposedly I have people giggling all the time on this. But it looks like the gameplay's up, and we're going into time that isn't on the gameplay. But I hope you enjoy this picture of Grimace right here. This is actually a self-portrait, painted it myself. No, I didn't. I found this on the internet. But I'm going to bring back Chris and Copernicus, and I think I'm going to connect him to this video. I'm not sure. If not, then there's going to be a part 2 of this interview. And I'm going to show you a gameplay of his that he made of the same class, basically. And he totally destroys the score that I got on this. So stay tuned. It may be on this video. It may not be, depending on how long it's going to end up being. But stay tuned. I'll give you a part 2. And thanks for watching. Goodbye.